Hi, I'm Mark Dodge with HOK Sales, and I'd like to tell you about our line of water pressure boosting systems. It's called AquaMark, and they range in flow sizes from 30 to 100 gallons a minute, and they're all VFDs, which is a variable frequency drive. We use quality components, and we take the time to assemble it correctly and make sure that everything is done for the plumber and the end user, so that when it's installed, you can be sure that it's going to work the way you expect it to work. It's tested here, both electrically and under pressure, and we're very proud of the components that we use and the way that we put these extra touches on there that you may not get from some of the other manufacturers. Some of those are as simple as a liquid filled gauge so that the needle doesn't bounce all over the place. Another nice touch, which you can see right here, is a gauge cock, so that when a gauge does go bad, and it probably will sometime in the future, you're able to replace that gauge without taking down the whole system. And we include a boiler drain in the package. This allows us to drain the system down without taking the whole building down, because if it's properly installed per our directions, it's going to have a 3-valve bypass in there. So instead of having water all over the floor or needing a towel and a bucket, you can hook a hose up directly to the boiler drain and run it into a sink or a toilet or whatever, and save yourself a lot of hassle. It doesn't cost a lot for us to do this, but it makes your life a lot easier. We think about safety. We put a little cap on that boiler drain so that if somebody were to come by, a kid or whatever, or hit it with a broomstick, they're not going to have water all over the place. It's just the little things that we think are really important. This system will save you 30 to 35% on your pumping energy costs, which is significant. The other thing it's going to save on is maintenance, because with this drive, we're controlling that pump to match the flow from the building, which means that most of the time, this pump is not going to be running anywhere near its rated full speed. Most of the time, it'll be running at half to less than that. So we're going to start it softly instead of bang, having it come on at 3,500 RPM. It's going to ramp up to a speed. It's going to hold a set point pressure that you dial in on this drive, instead of having a range from a starting point to a stopping point with a single speed pump. It's going to hold that set point pressure, and then as your flow starts to decrease, it's going to slow down and eventually shut off. Because it's not having that hard on, hard off, every time it turns on and off, we're going to have a lot less maintenance on this system. So again, we believe in quality. The other thing that we do is we try and include everything in the package. Our package is actually a package. We've been telling people for years that they should put a vibration mat underneath the booster. Now our boosters come on a steel plate. That's a heavy plate, which can be bolted to the floor if you want to. Not really necessary, but it's up to you. We also include an anti-vibration mat, and it won't rot or mildew, and it will last the life of the booster, probably outlast my life. We include a vibration isolator for the outgoing side, and we've told people, like I said, for years to put these products on the boosters, and they think it's a great idea, but what happens? They can't find them. So if they can't find them, they need to get that job done. They're going to put it in. We decided we're going to go ahead and include it. For the wholesalers, we make sure that all this is packaged together on one skid so that when he sells it, Mr. Plumber gets everything he needs. So if you have any further questions about our line of boosters, please feel free to give us a call at 800-323-4498. Ask for either me, I'm Mark, Jimmy, and Jimmy's the guy who's behind these all day, every day, Joe Murphy, Bob Mullenberg, or Jim Groby. So thanks again, and we appreciate all your business.